and welcome to another exciting edition of Hidden in the Universal Vault. I'm Ron, your host, and we're continuing the month of October as we take a look at another, this time with another horror movie. Yes, I'm using the term horror movie slash comic book movie. And this time we're taking a look at a film. This movie stars Liam Neeson, Frances McDormand, along with Larry Drake, released by Universal under 75th anniversary centennial, Sam Raimi's Darkman from 1990. Yes, I just finished up and watched Darkman, released in 1990. Now, Darkman's a movie I've seen before. I believe this is my third watch now. So, yeah, and it's good. Yeah. Before I go into review, I just want to show you this. This is the original DVD release. I kind of wanted to show what this looked like. I did watch it on Blu-ray, not DVD. But yeah, this is just some sweet DVD action right here. Not action, but pretty cool DVD cover art. Screen Factory used this for their Blu-ray. I read the tagline on the DVD. It says, "They destroyed everything he had, everything he was. Now crime has a new enemy, and justice has a new face." So yeah, that's the tagline of Darkman. So yeah, so let's talk about Darkman. So Darkman, like I said, stars Liam Neeson. He portrays Dr. Peyton Westlake. Now, Dr. Westlake, he's a scientist. He's a scientist who wants to create facial recognition. So the movie begins with a guy. The film begins with this mobster, and basically they're at the pier, and this mobster wants to basically he wants to go after a guy. So showing up is Dr. Robert D. Durant, played by Larry Drake. So Durant's the main crime boss who has all of his men. So he goes after this guy at the beginning. So he's arguing with him, and he takes out a bunch of these guys. His men take out a bunch of these guys. So he holds the guy up there, and he pulls out his hand. So he has this cigar cutter. So he cuts 1, 2, 3, 4 fingers off the guy, essentially killing the guy. So we now cut to Dr. Westlake, he's dating Frances McDormand's Jenny, who's sort of like, hang on guys, I'll be right back. Sorry about that, guys. I had to double check on, not really double check, but I had to make sure my computer was back on. So anyways, so Westlake, he's working on trying to figure a cure for these nose recognition. So basically, Durant and his men go after how to explain it? He goes after Dr. Westlake, basically destroying him, and not really destroying him, but beating him up. So his scientist assistant, they put a bag over him and essentially they have him over there to suffocate him, and then they shoot him. So now Westlake is dealing with these guys, and he's getting beat up. He gets thrown into the vat of acid. So the hospital, the doctors are trying to find a cure to fix that problem. So yeah, and he basically, his face is all mutilated, and his hand's all scarred. So he's now out there to get justice back after these men. So one by one he goes after these men who wronged him. And now he's basically back to his normal self. Then he meets back up with Jenny, who he basically tells him that I was in a coma. And yeah, and basically that's that story. Not really that story, but that's pretty much the premise to Darkman. I I mentioned everything about it. So let's talk about the things I liked about Darkman. And like I said, it's good. I don't love Darkman. I think Darkman's really good. There are actually 2 more sequels. So I don't own those, but hopefully I'll get to them soon. So basically, yeah. So one thing I liked about was the visual style. You got to be really into Sam Raimi, though. It was actually I believe it was written by Sam Raimi and Ivan Raimi. I think he's related to Sam Raimi. And speaking of, Ted Raimi, Sam Raimi's other brother, appears in the movie as one of the mobsters that Darkman kills. Yeah, he kills one by one. He kills every single guy. So there's a couple scenes I want to talk about. There's one scene I like, and I want to talk about the highlight and the climax. The climax, in my opinion. Oh, did I forget? This also had Colin Firth's? Colin Firth plays the main villain. Yeah, not really much of a spoiler, but Durant is not the main villain in this movie. So, and yeah, he's like this head of an organization that Jenny works for. So, not Jenny, I'm sorry, Julia. I got Jenny and Julia confused. So, Julia is what I meant to say. So, if I said Jenny, I'm sorry. So, yeah, he's there. But she's there and she meets up with the guy, but turns out he's the main guy. Let's talk about the one scene I like. There are 2 scenes in it. The scene before the climax I want to talk about. So Darkman basically becomes psychotic, and his friend is a cat. So he becomes psychotic, and essentially that's really what the side character is. They get to the carnival, have a good day. They're riding on the rides at the fair or carnival. However, I think it's carnival, something like that. So he's trying to make up all these excuses, and she sort of believes him. So they go up to the one game, and he's like throwing the balls. He's like hitting the balls on the bottles. He's like, I'm going to get you the biggest, pinkest elephant that you can see. The biggest, pinkest elephant you want, and then I got to run. So basically and then he's like, pink elephant, please. And the carney's like, I'm sorry, buddy, but you weren't below the line. But I was below the line. But pink elephant, please. No way. And then he gets very mad. He's like, Payne, don't worry about it. It does matter. And then he gets very antsy. He's like, and then has that, and then he's like pointing like that, scram. And then you can see the background shift. You gotta be really, that's where the Evil Dead influence comes. So he basically grabs a guy, breaks both his fingers. They're both freaked out, and he runs, and now the face is deforming, and he's very mad. So now we come to the other part. So as soon as Darkman's going after Durant's men, he goes after Durant because Durant is next. So he's now climb on the bottom of the helicopter, and the helicopter climax is amazing. They're like flying, they're flying around, he's flying, and just amazing. I was like blown away. I loved that scene. Is like, in my opinion, the meat of what I think Darkman is just fun. Though I kind of want to bring up one scene in it though. Weird enough, there's a scene as soon as Westlake is in hospital getting bandaged up, and weird enough, John Landis appears in the film as a doctor. I'm like, wait, John Landis is in this? I didn't even know that. So yeah, I wanted to kind of bring that up, and I just was like, wow, that's pretty cool. Everything about it, like I said again, is just purely good, and I do like this movie. I don't love it. When I first watched it, I thought this movie is great, and yet I liked it for what it was. Again, I don't love it. I think it's really good. I'm going to give it a pretty good rating when I get to that, though. So, not going to give away how it ends, but at the very end, before the credits roll, we see Jenny walk out. He's trying to find Peyton West Westlake. So then he says, I'm not Peyton Westlake anymore. So as soon as she walks out there trying to run out there and try to find him, he's like, I am now, something like that. So she's running, and all of a sudden you basically Peyton Westlake, Darkman, becomes Bruce Campbell. So there's a Bruce Campbell at the very end, and then he says, I am Darkman. Credits. Having Bruce Campbell in that is actually pretty cool. He doesn't have a single lick of dialogue. He doesn't have dialogue in the movie. You just see his face, and then he walks. Credits. So yeah, I really like Darkman. I'm sorry it's not my best review, and I haven't really reviewed it in the best. Not really reviewed, but I did my best trying to review this film. It was kind of hard to explain. I'm sure all of you probably seen Darkman, so I liked it. So let's go ahead and rate the movie right now. I think I said most of everything that I said about it. The performances are really good. I think Liam Neeson's incredible as Darkman, or Peyton Westlake, who becomes Darkman. And I think Frances McDormand's good. Larry Drake's awesome. The whole cast alone is really spot on. This was a fun watch. I had a really good time with Darkman. It's not really a superhero movie. It's a superhero movie, but it's more of sort of horror mixed with a little bit of a superhero film. So you got yourself a little bit take one of the Universal monster characters and made him into a superhero. This is before Sam Raimi would go on to direct the superhero movie, which is Spider-Man. There are 2 more sequels, Darkman 2: The Return Durant, and Darkman 3: Die, Darkman Die. Unfortunately, I don't own those, but if I ever get around to picking them up, if I do get around to buying it, I'll definitely get around to reviewing those, because I really want to see where this series continues, but I'm just more or less rambling, so I kind of want to end it there. So what do I rate Darkman? I'm going to give Darkman a 4 out of 5. And the reason I give it a 4 out of 5 is, well, obviously, 1, I've seen this movie twice, and I still think it's good for what it is. Number 2, I don't think putting it as a 5 out of 5 isn't going to work, when I really can say easily, I'm still recommending this, and it's really good. But, yeah, take your chances. If you do want to check the movie out, you can go ahead and do that. I think, like I said, it's really good for what it is, and I think, be honest, this is just a blast to watch. So if you want to check out Darkman, I can recommend it, and I can easily say check the movie out. I had fun with it. It was a great time from start to finish. I'm sure all of you probably seen Darkman, but yeah, if you guys did like Darkman, let me know what you guys think. So that is my review of Darkman. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you do like the content of the channel, you can go ahead and check all of my socials. Well, you can follow me on YouTube. Click the subscribe button. Click the bell. Ring the bell to get all of my notifications of what videos I put out, though. So, yeah, I'm also on Letterboxd, guys, so you can check me out on Letterboxd if you want to. So, yeah, go check out Darkman. Definitely a good movie. So, yeah, that's it. And as always, keep watching those Universal movies, and I'll catch you guys next time. Bye.